In this module, you will begin exploring the basics of the learning tool that is used in the Department of Residential Education called RELI. This section of Foundations is just an introduction to RELI. You will have another module later in the summer that goes into more detail. To start, RELI stands for Residential Education Learning Initiative. So what is RELI? RELI is a learning initiative that replaces a traditional programming model and allows staff members to tailor programming to the specific needs of the community in which they are working on. Instead of requiring a specific number of programs in formalized programming methods, residential education expects RAs to educate residents through a variety of experiences that will engage the residents in meaningful ways. So some of the foundational concepts of RELI include the idea that residential education can directly influence a student's personal growth in several areas that are outlined by learning outcomes, which we will take a look at in a moment. It is the responsibility of all staff, whether they be RDs or RAs, to educate students to promote learning. It is through the intentional design of the environments that we create and the interactions we have with residents that promotes resident learning through a variety of strategies. Finally, it is important to realize that students are at DePaul first and foremost for their education, and we are committed to providing students strong resources related to academic success. Now, about these learning outcomes of RELI. Learning outcomes are the desired result that the Department of Residential Education would like to see from residents who live in the halls. These desired learning outcomes are based around 4 central topics. These topics include maintaining a healthy lifestyle, identifying campus resources, defining contributions to the community, and describing how the needs of others influence personal behaviors. These central topics are brought up throughout the year for students to engage in learning during their time in the residence halls. While it might seem like a lot, you will have many opportunities to practice weaving these outcomes into your work as an RA. So how does it work? Staff teams will focus their educational efforts and program strategies and initiatives on particular learning outcomes and topics throughout the year. Each quarter has 3 different blocks that have specific subject areas that hall initiatives and strategies will be planned around. These blocks are themed to address the needs of students that usually occur during a specific time of year. For example, during the first block of the fall quarter, an emphasis is placed on campus resources to students who might not yet be aware of all that DePaul has to offer. Here's an example of how each block has a different topic assigned based on dates. The planner is based on common trends of experiences students have when living on campus as first year and upper class students. While this is the previous year's calendar and layout, you will learn more about the coming academic year during RA training. This module has gone over the basics of RELI, where you learned about the Residential Education Learning Initiative, learning in the residence halls, the learning outcomes associated with RELI, and the RELI block planner. You will learn more about RELI in the specified RELI module.